Hey, welcome in. I'm a little behind on these hockey reviews, so I'm going to do my best to try to get caught up right now. So starting with the Montreal Canadiens, they played their home opener against the Seattle Kraken.
Puck in the corner. There's Newhook. For Demidov. Demidov will skate it in. Stops. Waits. Center field. Score! What a pass! Demidov!
Nice little tip-in goal for Newhook, his first of the season, assisted by Demidov and Carrier, if I didn't mention that already. Jaden Schwartz would score in the second period on the power play, getting his first of the year, assisted by Shane Wright and Vince Dunn.
Tolvanen. Dunn. Works it down the right in front. Score! Right the setup man, and Jaden Schwartz bangs in his first of the season.
A nice little tap-in from Schwartz. Cole Caulfield will get his second goal of the season, unassisted in the second period, 7 minutes and 12 seconds into the frame.
Goulet wanted it in front. Nice stick. Larson or Suzuki was in home free. Good defensive stick by number 6. Caulfield. Richard score! Cole Caulfield!
Does that kid love to play in Montreal? Yanni Niemann, I do believe. Nyman? Will get his first goal of the year, assisted by Carty and Philippe Gaudreau, if I'm not mistaken. Frederick Gaudreau, there we go. So Yanni Niemann, I believe is his name.
Gaudreau for Cartier. Newman's in front. Cartier shoots, spinning, score! Off a skate and in. Newman, I believe, got the last touch.
Newman, there we go. I got it. So that tied the game up at 2. Kirby Dach would get his first goal of the year, assisted by Noah Dobson and Mike Matheson. 1:12 of the third period.
Bolduc. Round the wall to Matheson. Cross quickly. Dobson, space in. Shot, score!
A nice little deflection for Kirby Dach. The one thing I do want to say is I hope he has a healthy season. That's the only thing that I wish. And it's a shame because it's his contract year. And it's weird because he's still technically an RFA, even though he's now been in the league for like what seems like 5 or 6 seasons. So it's a little confusing as to why he would be an RFA, because normally after your entry-level contract is up, then I guess you get assigned another contract, then you can become a UFA. I don't know. It's kind of complicated. Anyways, I'm getting all sidetracked. But yeah, I just hope for a healthy season for Kirby Dach. Jamie Oleksiak would tie the game up at 3, 4:48 of the third, assisted by McCann and Mahura, I do believe. And that'd be his first goal of the year.
Gallagher back, he swipes at it. That wrist shot wide. Good velocity from Josh Mahara. Oleksiak, wrist shot, score!
So that would tie the game up at 3. Jared McCann would score not too long after that, just 3 minutes after that, giving the Kraken their first lead of the game. For McCann, that'd be his third goal of the year, assisted by Montour and Ryan Lindgren.
To send that pass flat to Ivan Demidov just gets too much on it.
Montour waiting, shooting, hit a skate, follow-up, score! McCann buries it off the rebound.
Ivan Demidov would tie the game up at 4, getting his first of the year from Patrick Laine and Brendan Gallagher, 17-19 of the third period.
Demidov cutting in. What a move. Passes across. Laine. Demidov in. Wait. Score! Ivan Demidov!
Game would go to overtime, and Cole Caulfield would get the game-winning goal, his second of the evening, his third of the season, assisted by Lane Hudson and Nick Suzuki, who has 6 assists already.
Lane Hudson. Cutting in, dropping off, Caulfield. Shoots, score! OT winner! Cole Caulfield!
The next game took place in Toronto as we had the Maple Leafs playing host to the Nashville Predators. Jake McCabe would open up the scoring in the first, getting his first of the year, assisted by Dakota Joshua and John Tavares. 8:42 of the opening frame.
Nashville zone. Go to Joshua. Back for McCabe with a long shot. Scores! Jake McCabe through the traffic
Oliver Ekman-Larsson will get his first goal of the season, assisted by William Nylander and Sam Benoit, I do believe. Or Simon Benoit. Either way, Benoit. 13:34 of the first.
Up for Nylander. Nylander moves in with Tavares. Drop pass, Ekman-Larsson feeds it back and he scores!
Nice little tip-in goal. Michael McCarron will get his first of the year, assisted by Brady Shea and Noah Parabix, I do believe. 3:21 of the second period, cutting the lead to 2-1.
Weisblatt for Smith. Herbeck back for Shea with a shot. Score! It trickled through Primo.
Eric Hall will get his second goal of the season, assisted by Wiesblatt, I believe. Wiesblatt. 4:05 of the second period. So less than a minute after McCarron scored, Eric Hall would tie the game at 2.
He also summed up goal scoring as sometimes the puck goes in and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, centering pass, good chance, score!
John Tavares will get his first goal of the season, putting the Leafs up 3-2, assisted by William Nylander and Ekman-Larsson. 8:49 of the second period.
Lines it back down to Michelli wide again. Back for Nylander. And there's Ekman-Larsson. Nylander shoots. Rebound, score!
Bobby McCann would increase the lead to 4-2, getting his second of the year, assisted by Nick Robertson and Ekman-Larsson. 16:24 of the second period.
Ekman-Larsson gathers up the loose puck. Up ahead for Robertson. For McMahon busting in. Shoot. Rebound, score! McMahon slides it home on the second try and the Leafs lead 4-2.
So he got his own rebound and potted it into the back of the net. Austin Matthews would increase the lead to 5-2, getting his second of the year from Matthew Nyes and Cohen. 10:42 of the third period.
Allen up ahead to Matthews. In with Nyes. Matthews walks right in. Neither cross for Nyes for Matthews. Scores! Oh, what a goal! The Leafs lead 5-2.
Roman Josi would get his first of the season, assisted by Wilsby and Marchessault. 16:06 of the third, cutting the lead to 5-3.
By Svechkov. Josi. Long wrist shot, scores! Through the traffic, Roman Josi.
Austin Matthews would score on an empty net, getting his second goal of the game, his third of the year, assisted by John Tavares and Matthew Nyes. 16:50 of the third.
Tavares doesn't have it, but Nyes has the puck. Banks it across to Tavares. Throws that towards the goal. Blow down, score! Matthews on the feed from Tavares.
That would make it 6-3. Noah Parabix would score with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in the game, getting his first of the year from Wilsby and Wiesblatt, cutting the lead to 6-4.
Feeds that back to Wilsby across to Herbeck. Shoot, scores! Herbeck's puts it by Primo, and it's 6-4.
Predators would pull their goalie one more time. William Nylander would strike, getting his second goal of the year, assisted by Matthew Nyes and Jake McCabe. That goal happened with 24 seconds remaining in the game.
There's a chance for Stamkos. That deflects wide. Josi moves up. Picked up by Nyes again. Looks for Nylander. He's not going to say no. Nylander shoots. Score!
So the final score on this one, as you can see on the screen, would be 7-4 in favor of the Maple Leafs. Off to New York as the Rangers played host to the Edmonton Oilers. Just 2 goals to report in this one. Trent Frederick would break the tie over halfway through the second period, getting his first of the year, assisted by Kapanen. 10:22 of the second period.
Schneider with the puck. He hit a post earlier in the period. Now Vakanainen tried to get it deep. Here comes Frederick. Frederick moving it up to Stark, and he scores!
The other goal would come courtesy of Adam Henrique. He would get an empty net goal, his first of the year, from Connor McDavid and Majupani. and that goal happened with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the game.
Puck along the wall. McDavid with it. McDavid with the outlet pass. The net is empty. Henrik scores.
So Edmonton Oilers would shut out the New York Rangers 2-0. And a crazy little stat for the Rangers is they're the first team, I believe, in history to lose their first 3 home games and be shut out. It's pretty wild to think that they've had such a dominant roster, but they're not getting the goals when they need it. The Washington Capitals played host to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jake Guentzel would open up the scoring for Tampa Bay in the first, getting his first of the year from Ryan McDonough and Anthony Cirelli, 7:06 of the opening frame.
Like it's just such a big number, 897. Breaking it down like that.
Gets along net, scores! Perfectly set up.
So the Lightning would get off to an early 1-0 lead. Alexei Protas would tie the game up in the second, getting his third of the year from McMichael and Tom Wilson.
Cirelli towards the net. Shot that up in there by Carlson. Back forward. Shot.
It was a nice pass from McMichael to Protas. Braden Point would break the tie in the third, getting a power play goal from Victor Hedman and Kucherov. For Point, that'd be his second goal of the year.
For the giveaway, shorthanded. Kucherov instead. Power play coming to an end. That shot by Hedman. Tipped in front.
Tom Wilson would score, tying the game up at 2, getting a power play goal of his own. For Wilson, that'd be his second goal of the season, assisted by Strome and John Carlson.
Instead it's Strome to Wilson. Hooks a pass to Carlson. Back to the half wall and Strome. Eyes the net. That shot.
And the game-winning goal would come off of the stick of Jacob Chechurkin in overtime, getting his first of the season from Tom Wilson and Dylan Strome. 1:19 in the extra frame.
On the move, Wilson. There's a lap in the offensive zone. Back door.
So the Capitals would win by a final score of 3-2. The Calgary Flames played host to the Vegas Golden Knights. The captain, Michael Backlund, would kick things off for Calgary in the first, getting his first of the year, assisted by Mackenzie Weegar, 7:32 of the opening period.
Backlund. Into Weegar. Makes it backward. Shoots. Scores!
Blake Coleman would increase the lead to 2-0, 12-10 of the first, unassisted, increasing the lead to 2-0. I believe I already said that.
Wins the puck against Korzak. Now Coleman shoots, scores!
So the Flames got off to a good start. Unfortunately, they would give up 4 straight goals to the Vegas Golden Knights, starting with Jack Eichel, who would put Vegas on the board exactly 10 minutes into the second period. For Eichel, that'd be his third goal of the year, assisted by Mark Stone.
Hard shot on the follow-up, that missed. 91 miles per hour. But here comes Vegas, Eichel in, shoots, snared, links through wall, Eichel scores!
The next Vegas goal would come courtesy of Caden Korachek, I believe, who would get his first goal of the season from Hurdle and Mitch Marner, 4:11 of the third.
As Hurdle had a heartbeat untouched, Marner in front again, Hurdle to hunt down, Korachek scores!
So that would tie the game up at 2. Jack Eichel would break the tie, 6:38 of the third, getting his second goal of the game, his fourth of the season from Barbashev and Lausen, 6:38 of the third.
Barbashev. Piece of the hit from Lonzik. Eichel comes in the meantime. Eichel driving to the net, scores!
Eichel would break the tie. Thomas Hertl would get an empty net goal with just 7 seconds remaining in the game. For Hertl, that'd be his first goal of the season, assisted by Mitch Marner and William Karlsson.
Norperek can keep it in. No icing. Karlsson will get there first for Vegas. Karlsson to Marner to the side, and that'll do it.
So the Golden Knights would double up on the Flames 4-2. The next game took place between the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. Esa Lindell would kick things off for the Stars in the first, getting his first of the year, assisted by Hintz and Heiskanen. 5:37 of the opening frame.
Kaprizov off to a good start with 7 points already. There's Rope Hintz moving in, carrying it behind. Feeds one back. Lindell scores!
Wyatt Johnston would increase the lead to 2-0, getting his third of the year from Hintz and Mikko Rantanen. 16-18 of the first, and I should also note, it was a power play goal.
And he could not trigger. Johnston fires high. It settles down for Wyatt Johnston. On the turn. Johnston hangs onto it. Score!
So the Stars would get off to an early 2-0 lead. Speaking of early in the second, they would increase the lead to 3-0, courtesy of Matt Duchene, who would get his first goal of the season, a power play goal from Bork and Harley.
Bork, without an angle, peels back away from Spurgeon. Feeds the line for Harley, shadowed by Rossi. A pass from Duchene, he gets it back. Duchene with space, Nesbrook score!
So the Stars would take a 3-0 lead at that point. Minnesota would finally get on the board. Not too long after, actually, just kidding, it was in the third period. From Matt Boldy, his fourth of the year from Bouillon, I believe, and Kaprizov, 3:50 of the third, cutting the lead to 3-1.
38 seconds remaining. Bouillon out high. All kinds of time here on the power play. Bouillon on the turn. Still with it. Score!
So it would cut the lead to 3-1. Kirill Kaprizov would score, cutting the lead to 3-2, getting his fourth of the season on the power play from Bouillon and Tarasenko. 13:04 of the third.
Kaprizov down low through the wickets. The crowd interjects its thoughts on the call. Bouillon off to Kaprizov. A shot. Score!
So things definitely got interesting. Radek Faksa would get his first goal of the season from Jason Robertson and Tyler Seguin. That goal happened with 1 minute and 42 seconds remaining in the third. Faksa did play for St. Louis last year. Prior to that, he played for Dallas 2 years ago. So I'm sure he's very familiar with the teammates. So he got his first goal, as I said, of the 2025-26 season.
Inside at 2 to go. Here's Kaprizov, a shot. Lindell the block. Seguin the turn. Robertson in center. Robertson for Faksa. Score!
So that would increase the lead to 4-2. Rupe Hintz would add another empty net goal, his first of the year from Wyatt Johnston and Esa Lindell. An empty net goal with 10 seconds to go, topping the game off at 5-2.
To the line. Rossi, a wrister, got blocked by Lindell. Popped ahead by Johnston. Hansen pursues. He scores.
So the Stars would defeat the Minnesota Wild. All right, now we're off to San Jose as we have the Sharks playing host to the Carolina Hurricanes. There's no scoring in the first. We have to jump ahead to the second period. Sean Walker would put the Hurricanes on the board first, getting his first goal of the year from Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis.
Here's Sebastian Aho, the perennial goal-scoring leader for Carolina until last year when Jarvis did it, and they scored.
It's honestly going to take me a little bit of time to get used to the Hurricanes' new away jerseys. I'm so used to having just the canes and the white shirt. I'm sure at some point I'll get used to it and I might like it, but it just seems odd how they have the red on their shoulders or on their like bicep areas. Anyways, William Eklund would tie the game up at 1, getting his first goal of the season from Toffoli and Nick Leddy, 4:38 of the second period.
4.5 deep into period 2. It's 1-0 Carolina. Here's William Eklund and scores!
So that would tie the game up at 1 in the second. William Carrier would break the tie, 14-14 of the second, getting his first of the season, assisted by Nick Nikishin and Martinuk.
Now Martinuk back the other way for Carolina. As a teammate breaking to the net. And off the goalpost, they follow up and score.
So the Hurricanes would take a 2-1 lead at that point. Eric Robinson would increase the lead to 3-1, I apologize, getting his second goal of the season, assisted by Morgan Riley, 18:39 of the second period.
Hartley good run out. Has Gaudette, and Bussy made the save. Gaudette with a great chance there. A quick pass for Robinson. In on net, he scores!
So that would make it 3-1, as I just said. Shane Gothisberg would increase the lead to 4-1, 1:52 of the third period, getting his first of the season from Logan Stankoven and Taylor Hall.
That he's injured, Svechnikov. Here is Hall with Stankoven. Back for Costas. Pass, he scores!
That was a pretty nice goal. I am not going to lie about that. So that would increase the lead to 4-1. Jackson Blake would increase the lead to 5-1, 7:25 of the third, getting his first goal of the season from Chatfield and Stankoven.
Hockey broadcaster Roxy Bernstein and AJ Malenko on the call. There's a shot and a goal for Jackson Blake. And it's 5-1.
So the Hurricanes would win by a final score of 5-1. The last game from Tuesday took place in Anaheim as we had the Ducks playing host to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Justin Brazeau, who's got off to a pretty hot start for the Pittsburgh Penguins, would get his fourth goal of the year from Shea and Malkin, 1:03 of the first period.
Mantha's redirected. The line was denied by Trouba, but he follows it up, and now trailing to play Ryan Shea. Long wrist shot, tipped in by Brazeau, his fourth in as many games.
So it put the Penguins up 1-0. Ricard Raquel would increase the lead to 2-0, 7:01 of the first period, getting his second goal of the season, assisted by Shea and Sidney Crosby.
Nice stop.
Face off to the right of Dostal. This one sneaks through on the original shot from Shea at the point.
So the Penguins had a 2-0 lead at that point. Chris Kreider would get his third goal of the season on the power play from Carlson and Grandlin, 9:42 of the first, cutting the lead to 2-1.
Looked like he had some net to shoot at, but he couldn't settle the puck. Granlund brings it to the top of the circle. Carlson puts it right into the crease, and it's tipped in.
Cutter Gauthier, I believe, would tie the game up at 2 with 35 seconds remaining in the first, getting his third of the year from Menchukov and Sinecki, I do believe.
In the final minute here, they're going to be outshot in the opening period for the first time this season. Menchukov keeps one at the line. Great pass across. Gauthier scores!
In the second period, Drew Hellison would get his first of the season from Chris Kreider, 9:48 of the second period, giving the Ducks their first lead of the night, 3-2.
Florin had trouble with a broken stick that's laying on the ice. Hellison winds and scores! Great traffic in front!
Anthony Mantha would tie the game up at 3, I apologize, getting his first goal of the season from Crosby and Russ, 17:01 of the second period.
Brian Rust for Pittsburgh. Puts it to a man coming right off the bench. Mantha gets the pass and scores on a change-up on a broken stick.
And the game-winning goal would come off the stick of none other than Mr. Kreider. His second goal of the game, his fourth of the season, on the power play from Terry and Carlson. And that goal happened with 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining in the contest.
Brandon wins the draw. Tap back by Carlson. He gets it back from Lacombe. Down low. Off the front. Terry sets it up.
So the Anaheim Ducks would defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins by a final score of 4-3. All right, so it's very early in the season, but I will attempt to do as many standings as I can. I know I'm a little behind on the rest of my videos, so I can finally show the standings as of now, Wednesday morning. So starting in the Atlantic, the Florida Panthers are sitting at 3-1 after 4 games played. The Boston Bruins are also 3-1, and the Montreal Canadiens are also 3-1. That's your 1 through 3 in the Atlantic Division so far. In the Metropolitan, you have the Carolina Hurricanes. They are perfect, 3-0 on the season. The Washington Capitals are 3-1. The New Jersey Devils are in third place with a record of 2-1. The 2 wildcard teams look like this. The Detroit Red Wings are sitting at 2-1. The Toronto Maple Leafs are 2-2. And the rest of the teams from the Eastern Conference, after Toronto, you got Pittsburgh, who's 2-2. The Rangers are 2-3. The Flyers are 1-1. The Lightning are 1-2-1. The Blue Jackets are 1-2-0. The Ottawa Senators are also 1-2-0. And the 2 teams that have yet to get their first wins of this season are the New York Islanders and the Buffalo Sabres, respectively, who are both currently 0-3. All right, we'll take a look at the Western Conference. I can do the entire playoff picture in one frame, I guess. So starting in the Central, you have the Colorado Avalanche, who are 3-0-1 on this season. The Dallas Stars are right behind them. No surprise there. They are 3-0. They are still perfect. The Nashville Predators are 2-1-1. In the Pacific, you have the Vegas Golden Knights, who are 2-0-2. The Edmonton Oilers are in second place with a record of 2-0-1. The Seattle Kraken have the exact same record. So those are your first 3 teams in each division. The 2 teams in the wild card are both from the Central Division. The Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues are both 2-1. And the rest of the teams from the Western Conference, the Anaheim Ducks are 2-1 after 3 games. The Minnesota Wild are 2-2 after 4 games. The Chicago Blackhawks are 1-2-1. The Los Angeles Kings, the Los Angeles Kings have the same record as the Blackhawks. The Vancouver Canucks and the Utah Hockey Club are both 1-2. The Sharks are still winless on the season. They are 0-1-2. And the Calgary Flames are 1-3-0. All right, I can finally say I'm caught up on the NHL standings. As I've said it before, I will try my best to be as consistent as I possibly can. It's just unfortunately work and sleep become a little bit more of a priority than doing these videos on the daily. So I do apologize for the delay. But as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative as well. Until next time, and as always, take care.